Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. Wow, sources are saying that Dazn put up $45 million to secure GENNADY Golovkin and his next 2 fights. Stay tuned. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, this is crazy news, and I want to give you guys the source and everything. Mike Coppinger used to work with USA Today, currently works with Ring TV, currently has a hosting gig on Fox with PBC, and he released this tweet on his verified account. Sources: Dazn's offer to GENNADY Golovkin in the neighborhood of $45 million for 2 fights. Fight 1 would be in May or June, before a 3rd bout with Canelo Alvarez in September, assuming Canelo beats Daniel Jacobs. PBC's 2-fight offer, worth less money overall, and includes a pay-per-view bout with Charlo. So, first of all, let me just touch on this. It sounds like, and I've said this in my last video regarding Triple G and him meeting up with PBC and ESPN, or excuse me, PBC and Dazn. Sounds like ESPN's out of the kind of the bidding war, because I haven't really heard any update. I know ESPN Plus was interested, but it looks like it's down to the final 2, you know, and that's Dazn or PBC. Great thing for fans is I don't think you can go wrong either way. You know, if Canelo beats Jacobs, then no one should really be complaining about Triple G versus Canelo 3, you know, in my opinion. If Jacobs wins, then it'll be a Triple G and Jacobs potential rematch, right? Demetrius Andrade is with Dazn. On the PBC side, if Triple G wants to move up to 168, if guys like Jarrett Hurd want to move up to 160, you know, or the ready-made guy, like they're saying in this tweet, is Charlo. He would be, they're trying to, you know, think about doing a pay-per-view fight. So either way, it's great to be Golovkin right now because there's a bidding war for him. You know, do you fight Charlo in a pay-per-view and then, you know, get less money up front, but fight somebody and then get your feet wet and then build for Charlo pay-per-view, and then you can potentially make more money, depends on how good the pay-per-view does? Or do you take the upfront money, you know, the Canelo money, the $45 million for 2 fights? So that's, to me, that's a good dilemma that Golovkin is in, is who's gonna land him. They sound like both good choices, to be honest. You know, I'd have to look at the, you know, it's not my contract, but I would have to see some of the other details because they both sound like good offers. You know, if it's less money overall, like, I don't know, they didn't say an actual figure, but, you know, it didn't make it sound like it was substantially lesser of a deal, you know, especially with the pay-per-view, because then you can make a lot of money on the back end. People would, I personally would pay for Triple G versus Charlo. So I think a lot of fans would be up for that fight, you know. But on Dazn, there's great middleweights there, Canelo, Jacobs, and Andrade. So there's fights there for him. Let me know what you guys think. I will say this, and I'm not saying this out of anger, you know, I want to see these fighters get paid, you know, get everything you can from the game. But if I was PBC and I would have to match $45 million, I wouldn't personally do it, because you got to look at it. GENNADY Golovkin is, you know, he's looking like he's in the twilight of his career based on recent performances. His fights haven't been looking like Matthew Macklin Adama recently, you know. So to pay him $45 million for 2 fights, what are you really getting out of it other than the 2 fights? Because once again, based on his style and how he's looked, and, you know, he's looking kind of like, you know, on the business side and trying to cash out and, you know, do some big events before he gets out the game, you know, like some Carlitos Way shit. Like, he's trying to get out the game. So you're gonna have to, there's no longevity there. You know, if you spend 45, see, this is why I don't understand who's running the numbers from Dazn. And again, I'm not saying this out of malice or, you know, to hate or, you know, just stupid shit. I'm just saying from a business perspective. If you pay Triple G $45 million, like, first of all, who's running the numbers for Dazn? Like, I understand wanting to get big fights and stuff, but it's like they throwing bags, you know, they're throwing lump sums and a lot of upfront money. You got to get a return on your investment. You know, you ain't even got a return on the Canelo investment, you know, and at $10 a pop versus no pay-per-view, it's going to take longer, because if one person can have, let's say, roughly an $80 pay-per-view, that's 8 Dazn subscriptions, you know, $9.99 a pop, unless they raise the price, which I think they probably will at some point. You know, get rid of the trial, reduce the 30 days to a shorter period of time, a week or a 14-day trial, and raise the price. I think it's almost inevitable the way they're spending money, but you know, that's just something else. But $45 million for Golovkin, like I said, this is not like a Teofimo Lopez or somebody who you can build and he's like under your stable and he's going to be with you for years to come, you know, or Errol Spence, who's going to, you know, potentially dominate for years to come. This is somebody who's 36, probably going to be 37 this year, has a fighting style that is not really defensive minded. And we know the people that last the longest in the boxing are just like the overall guys who are mindful of their defense, have an offense, etc. So, you know, if I'm PBC, if Golovkin doesn't want to take the offer, I would let him go to Dazn and let it be their, you know, their business venture that they got to recoup. Because I wouldn't try to outbid that. That's basically what I'm saying. I wouldn't try to outbid Dazn on 45. You know, you can make some money on the back end with pay-per-view, take this offer that we sent you, but for 2 fights, I really don't see, from a business perspective, how it would be worth it. Because Golovkin, that's like two 45 mil, or for 2 fights, $45 million. That's paydays that he was getting versus Canelo. You know, like 25 million, 25 million. That's roughly what he got. And those were million-plus pay-per-views. So how are you going to, you're already paying Canelo crazy money. You know, how many subscriptions are you going to need to sell through Dazn at 10 a pop to get your money back? And you guys got to keep in mind, that's what I'm saying. I want to see who's running the boards at Dazn. Money, having money is cool, but you have to get it back at some point. That's any successful business. And just for you guys that don't know, Canelo Triple G 1 did better both the live gate and the pay-per-view buyership from what was reported. So it went down in the second fight. So by a third fight, based on what happened in the first 2 fights, there really wasn't any controversy in the second fight. I don't know that, you know, this is going to be some epic, you know, where it does crazy numbers. You know, the only thing that they have working on their side is, instead of paying $80, $75, people will be able to get it for $10. But I don't know that that's going to hike the number up that exponentially. You know, we'd have to wait and see. So I can't wait, but this is a good look for Golovkin to have so many offers. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Shout out to Mike Coppinger for the information. Can't wait to see where Golovkin calls home next for his next 2 fights. Probably the next 2 fights might even be the last 2 fights of his career. I don't know that, but I'm just speculating. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.